MrPSD.
Hi, welcome to Easy Photoshop Tutorials. I'm MrPSDfile, and today we're going to be going over how to remove blemishes. I just grabbed a random photo of a guy who seems to have a little bit bad acne here. He looks kind of mad. I think I probably would be mad too. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this. Alright, there's a couple of ways you can go about removing blemishes or moles or just any obstructions in the picture. But right now we're going to use the patch tool. Okay, so first off, what we're going to do is, let's move this over. We're going to just go up to our elliptical marquee tool. And we're just going to grab this area right here. And we're going to make sure it's feathered, probably about 30 pixels. It's a small blemish. What feathering it does is makes the edge a lot more nicer, so that it's easier when you're using the clone stamp tool. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a circle. And you can hold space down to move the circle, and we're gonna move it probably about right here. That seems pretty good. And let it go. And then we're gonna go over to our patch tool, and we're gonna click right here, and we're gonna bring this over until we see a nice spot that we like. That seems to be pretty good. Alright, go ahead and deselect, and that kind of gets rid of the blemish quite well. So we're going to go ahead and go over back to our marquee tool, and we're going to do the same for this one. And that's pretty good right there. I'm going to go back to our patch tool, grab a nice section of the skin, and there we go. Okay, now that we've got that done, we can go ahead and deselect. And we can go down to our clone stamp tool. Make sure you got it selected. And just want to have a nice size brush and choose an area that's pretty clean. Alright, so we'll sample from here. And we're just going to go and get it nice and clean. Alright, and usually on the clone stamp tool, I like to keep my opacity down fairly decent, 69% for this particular picture, but it may vary for each different picture that you have. Okay, and we're going to do the exact same thing for this over here, and just move it around. Okay, and as you can see, there's a little bit more skin definition right here, so we're just going to grab a quick selection of this up here, and we're going to move this down to make it seem a little bit more smoother and more realistic. Grab another sample, and then we're going to grab a sample back from over here, kind of smooth it on here. Okay, and we're going to do the same on this side. Alright, and that's pretty much gotten rid of our blemishes here. Take another sample right here and just move it on over. That looks pretty good so far. Now, for these spots right here, what we're going to do is we're just going to grab our spot healing brush for the moles and try to get our brush size at about the right size of the mole actually. And we're just going to click it. And that does the job pretty well for up for moles and blemishes. Now, a spot healing brush really doesn't work on something like this because it leaves that red mark. So for something that simple right here, we could just go over it with the clone stamp. I mean, and there are many different ways to remove blemishes, whichever one you like the best. Or if it's a big blemish, I suggest using the patch tool the way I showed you. And we can go up here and do the same, even though it is a little blurred. That's the beauty of the patch tool. It takes the sample and just grabs it and just goes in. I want to get another sample of a little bit more cleaner skin. Alright, and there you go. That's pretty much how you remove blemishes. Let's zoom out here. Oops, wrong way. And there you have it. It looks pretty good, nice and clean. Simple, quick tutorial. It's not really too hard to do. You can barely even tell that anything was done. It looks quite like it's normal. And let's check before and after. Alright, so this is after, and this is before. And this is after. And there you have it. I'm MrPSDfile, and this has been a quick tutorial on removing pimples and blemishes. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.